Shalom, shalom. Happy Sabbath to the 12. This is Brother Donnie here.
And Rick Judah.
And today we are going over You Are What You Eat. What do I mean by that? We're going to touch into that. But first, before we do anything, let's go ahead and give shout outs to the people that's in the class. Shalom, Sister Lawalayim. Happy Sabbath in the building. Shalom, Sister Sarah. Happy Sabbath. Sister Tamaya in the building and from her mama. So yeah, happy Sabbath to y'all both. Happy Sabbath, Sister Kim. Lord's will, everything is well with you. And Lord's will, you're enjoying your Sabbath so far. Hey, shalom, Brother Kenny. Yeah, we still missing you down here. We in the woods now. And we still don't see you, man. Let's get you over here. But happy Sabbath, bro. I'm glad that you here, and the Lord's will, your Sabbath's going well. Shalom, my wife. Happy Sabbath. Hey, I know I'm doing good today. Hey, put a 1 in the chat if you're glad it's the Sabbath and you're glad it's the day of rest. Go ahead. Yeah. That's what I said when I woke up. Hey, shalom, Brother Decarius, aka Brother Brew. Shalom to you. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the lesson, but first things first, let me go ahead and get Mark chapter 14 and verse 3, so we could pay homage to the sister.
Yo, shalom, shalom. All right, I'm gonna have to get my Bible off the leaf here. I just realized I put my Bible somewhere else. I'm like, well, where's my Bible at? All right. Hey, Mark chapter 14, verse 3. And being in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of precious ointment, spikenard, and she brake the box and poured it on his head. But there were some that had indignation within themselves and said, why was this waste of the ointment made? For it might have been sold for much and given to the poor. I'm sorry. For it might have been sold much and given to the poor. And they murmured against her. And Jesus said, let her alone. Why trouble ye her? She hath wrought a good work on me. For ye have the poor with you always, and whensoever ye will, ye may do them good. But me ye have not always. She hath done what she could. She has come aforehand to anoint my body to the burying. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she have done shall be spoken of for memorial of her.
Okay, so whenever we go over this gospel right here, whenever we crack open this book, we always make sure to pay homage to the sister that poured the ointment on the body of our Messiah, Jesus the Christ, or Yahweh Shai, however you like to call him, the Rock. At the end of the day, we always make sure to pay homage to our leader and to our King. And excuse me, we pay homage to the sister that did that for our leader and for our King. So let's go ahead and stand up, face Jerusalem, and give our prayers to the Most High. Israel, blow trumpets. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, the God of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who you surnamed Israel through your great power. Thank you, Father, for allowing us to gather today. Thank you for allowing us to congregate. Thank you for allowing us to keep your testimonies and to be able to keep your commandments, because we are in a land that is against you. We are in a nation that hates you. This nation is in God we trust, but in God they hate. And we are just glad that you're allowing us to be able to keep thy testimonies and to be able to keep thy laws, because we know that's not a luxury that's always available in this captivity, in this dry wilderness that we're in. And I ask that you take care of our brothers and sisters in the faith with the same mindset that's scattered to and fro around the earth, our brothers and sisters that's on from the east to the west side of this planet. Please, Lord, I ask that you take care of them as well. Those that are sick and shut in, those that may be less fortunate, allow them to be able to have a good Sabbath as well, Father, because this is the day of rest that you gave to your people Israel. And Father, I like to go ahead and thank you for giving your son, because without your son and without the mission that he set out to accomplish on putting his body on that cross, none of us would have the perfect way to repent. None of us would have the means to actually cleanse ourselves of our sins and change our ways. So we thank you again, Father, for everything that you do and for setting everything up from the very beginning. And in that I say, all praise and glory be to you forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. Yo, I got a question before you get started. May I get a scripture?
Yeah, of course.
You got my wheels turning off instantly. I mean, I want to make sure. If it's something you'll start off with first, but it's something when you said our nation is in God we hate instead of in God we trust. That just it did something to me. So here we get John chapter 15, verse. I think I want 19.
This is the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 19. If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you.
So when he says the nation of in God we trust, in God we hate, it's saying the world hateth you. It hates you. Well, I want people to understand. It ain't talking about it hates those people that are following Christ, because those were his disciples, right? And they'll say, he said, Head just said clearly, hey, the nation that we are in God we hate. All right, go to jump to verse 23 so you can see what I'm talking about.
Verse 23. He that hateth me hateth my Father also.
You see, these people hate the disciples, they hate Jesus, and they hate his Father that sent him. So I just kind of wanted to touch on that, and we just got to understand where we are at. We're in a place that is contrary to God. And it's not even just this nation, which we know this nation is like the headquarters of evil. It's like it's the Washington D.C. of evil, the Babylon. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the United States of Babylon. It's the headquarters. It's the central location where you can get the best of the best of the best, sir. So when we're talking about the world that hates the Lord and they present themselves as godly and loving and caring, but it's actually the opposite of it. They say we are here for you and we care about you and it's all love and hugs and kisses, but it's actually drawn swords, grenades, and machine guns.
Hey, no, and that actually goes into the lesson, because the lesson is you are what you eat, right? And I'm going to touch on being surrounded by people that are opposite to you, being surrounded by people that are contrary to you. And if you're around somebody that is opposite to you, that person is going to have a dislike towards you, because you guys won't agree upon anything, because the things that you like are going to be the things that person hates. So, hey, that's a good scripture to bring out, especially at the beginning of this class, because it's just like, and that's why I said that in the prayer, we are in God we hate, right? Because we are surrounded by people who hate the Most High, by people who hate his ways, right? So, the purpose of this class is to help us understand that the human mind first is very impressionable, right? And can be affected by the impressions that you choose to leave around you, right? So let's go ahead and get the definition of impressionable, because I said the human mind is impressionable. So let's go ahead and get that word. Okay, so impressionable, easily influenced because of a lack of critical ability. Children are highly impressionable and susceptible to advertising. And notice how it says because of a lack of critical ability. We as humans think we're so smart. We as humans think we got so much wisdom and so much understanding. But that's why Jeremiah 17:9 says that be not deceived, right? The heart is deceitful amongst all things and desperately wicked. And notice how the first thing is be not deceived. Don't trick yourself in thinking that, your mind on its own is this great superpower that can get you through everything, right? Because your mind is impressionable. It's easily influenced, right? That goes into being tossed to and fro, right? So we first have to understand, when we're getting into this topic, you are what you eat. We naturally are very impressionable. We're like sponges, right? Whatever fluid is around us, we're going to soak it up, right? It's inevitable. So that's the first thing we have to understand. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 33.
Permission to speak.
Of course.
I'm trying to be quiet, but he keep on saying stuff and it keep on sparking my mind. I'm trying to say, I just want to sit here and just read scriptures.
Hey, that's the spirit.
And keep my head down. But he went to the impressionable definition. I want y'all to understand what we seen here. Like, us as people are impressionable to things that we see as mightier than us. If we see something that can bring miracles, just like the woman naturally is impressionable to the man. She is easily influenced. She lacks critical ability. So when men kind of have a problem with women that can't critically think on their level, it's because they're not created to. You know what I'm saying? So yes, they lack critical ability, and they shall be impressed upon properly. And that's why it's so important for us to be great leaders. So men, pay attention to what you're listening to in this lesson, and see the importance of what we are cooking in our homes on a day-to-day basis. I yield.
No, for real. And it's just like what he said, just like how our women are very impressionable and they lack the critical thinking ability. We as men have to understand, like, okay, well, my wife isn't getting this right now. Let me not trip. Let me go ahead and give her time. Let me be patient, or let me try to explain things in a different way. Because at the end of the day, your wife is impressionable. She still looks up to you, right? You're still her Lord, right? So at the end of the day, we have to be understanding of that. And like I said, let's get 1 Corinthians 15 and 33, because we got a lot to talk about on this lesson.
All right, 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
No, it does not affect good manners.
Corrupt good manners.
And notice how it also said, be not deceived, right? Just like how I said in Jeremiah 17:9, he said, be not deceived, right? Don't fool yourself. Get verse 34.
Verse 34. Awake to righteousness and sin not, for some have not the knowledge of God. I speak this to your shame.
And he says, awake to righteousness. So he's saying, get away from the congregation of the dead, right? Get away from the congregation of the wicked, because don't fool yourself. Their bad habits are going to rub off on you. Why do you think the Most High said when he was taking us through the lands of Canaan and we was conquering these nations and making it the lands of Israel, what did the Most High say? Don't have these heathen in the nation. Make sure that these heathen are wiped out. Make sure that they're gone. Don't make leagues with these people, because they do things that I hate. They are against me. They eat a contrary diet plan than me, right? So that is why we have to first understand that evil communications, the things we surround ourselves with, can corrupt our good manners. And those good manners is us performing the commandments, us performing the good works, right? And he also says, for some have not the knowledge of God. So we also have to not take for granted the knowledge that we're given, because a lot of us, when we come into the truth, we do take for granted the knowledge of us being the Israelites, of us being the chosen people of the Most High. We take that for granted. You know how I know that? Because a lot of people in the truth are barely past the Old Testament. A lot of people in the truth are barely past the Torah, which is crazy. Right, the first 5 books, we take the knowledge for granted. Right, let's go ahead and get Sirach 13, and we're gonna start at verse 15. Because again, be not deceived. Right, if you see a street like New York when the snow dried up, there was a whole bunch of feces everywhere. Right, on almost every square of the street, there was doo-doo there. Right, so let's say you see a block, and there's nothing but doo-doo on every square inch of that block. Be not deceived in thinking you can walk through that street and not get doo-doo on your shoe, right? You would be foolish if you walk through that street thinking that your brand new white pair of sneakers is going to be white at the end of the block, right? Be not deceived.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 15. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. Let me read on.
Yeah, keep reading.
All flesh consorteth to kind, and a man will cleave to his like.
Okay, so notice how first it says every beast loveth his like. Just like how I said God told us not to be among the heathen in our nation because they like the things that God dislikes, right? Because guess what? God is going to love the people that is like him. God is going to love the people that have the same similarities as him. God is not going to love people that is opposite to him, right? And all flesh consorteth to kind. A man will cleave to his like. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a man getting a wife and marrying her because, hey, he's like, this woman, not only can I mold her, but this woman has attributes of me. This woman has qualities of me. She also picks up certain qualities of me. So I like her even more now. You know, every man is going to cleave to his like. That's just the nature of the beast, right? Let's get verse 17 too.
Ecclesiastes chapter 13, verse 17. What fellowship hath a wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly.
Okay, so why did I go into this after 1 Corinthians 15? It's to reinforce, hit the nail in the coffin, that if you surround yourself with evil company, you will corrupt yourself, right? Oh,
Permission to speak.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God. Hey, I hope y'all are really paying attention to what's going on. Like, and I've never thought about this, but as he's going through this and he's explaining, every beast loveth his like, right? And he says the evil communications and putting those two together, you will corrupt yourself. What happens if you're around people that aren't like you? What you're really saying is you don't like yourself. You don't love who you are. You want to be like all the evil people that you surround yourself with because you think that that is the way to go. You are falling into the scripture that tells you, he tells you not to do. Matter of fact, may I get Proverbs 24:1 real quick? I think that's it. Let me see. I mean, man, he's cooking up. And again, I told y'all I'm trying to stay quiet, but he's not letting me. Hey, y'all, hey, everybody, rebuke Donnie in the chat. Rebuke Donnie in the chat. All right, he's correcting right now. Proverbs 24:1.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 24 and verse 1. Be not thou envious against evil men.
See, when he's saying envious, that means you are trying to emulate them. You're trying to walk in their footsteps. Like when because there's an envy, jealousy, then there's the envy of, oh, I like those qualities because I envy certain qualities of certain men that I like how they do that. I was just saying, matter of fact, before Head Judge Donnie got here, I said, hey, you know what? Hey, he's punctual. He gonna be on time. You know what I'm saying? I know he gonna show up on time. I said, hey, and it's funny he talking about loving his like. I said, and it's him and his wife too. Christina gonna show up on time. Hey, before he got here, she would come. She was here on the Sabbath on time. She was, she's ready. She's showing up. Hey, so do we have this ready? Do you have this ready? She like asking what stuff is set up, like this organized, like an itinerary. I'm like, man, I don't know all that. I'm just here. But what I'm explaining is that's something I envy that trait. Like, hey, man, I like to be more punctual. You know what I'm saying? Because I can just show up whenever sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Not completely crazy late, but people, my job, I'm getting there when I got to get there. Oh, shit, it's all I need to do. Don't let me find out I get there whenever and I ain't got no points. Oh, man, I'm just going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Not as bad as one of the sisters here that, that works with my wife, but I'm going to be there later. But what I'm saying is that's something I envy. So when the scripture says, be not thou envious against evil men, don't look at certain traits that are bad and want to, choose that. But read on.
Neither desire to be with them.
You see, he said, and don't want to be with them. Don't be wanting to hang around certain people. You know what you're saying? Because that's who you're going to pick up their traits and follow them. So then take it back when you said something about getting a wife. Now, if you have a wife and if she's not like you or she doesn't desire to be like you, the opposite is going to take place. You're going to try to be like her. That's where a simp is born. And if you want to be a simp in the church of Louisville or out in the God's ministry,
we don't do that here.
Sorry, it's not going to work. You can't be a simp and serve the Lord. Lord can't use you. You know what I'm saying? That happens when you desire to be with a woman that not only doesn't like you, but she doesn't like how you are, and then you're going to be like she is. She's supposed to be like you are, just like I'm supposed to be like Christ is. You don't see the scriptures like as I'm reading them, and then the words becoming different and they changing because the Lord is emulating me. No, these words stay the same. He's like, hey, I'm waiting on you. What you gonna do? You gonna be like this? I'm not changing. It's my way or the highway. And that's how the Lord is. And that's how us as men got to be. We got to be like, all right, it's Christ's way or the highway. And anybody that wants to be near us has to look at it the same way. Christ's way or the highway. Just like if we have children, hey, our children, they want to go against their mama. No, it's mama's way or the highway. Because mama's following my plan. I'm following Christ's plan. Christ following God's plan. If you don't want to get in line, hey, look, you know what they used to do to kids? Get the rocks. Target practice. All right, my bad. I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna go back. I'm trying to go back dormant. I yield. I land my plane. Let me stay quiet. All right.
Nah, I mean, hey, the elder over here is saying I'm bringing it out, but he's bringing it out because when he touched on, like with a woman, if your wife is contrary to you and you're pleased to dwell with her, to where you're gonna go ahead and change yourself for her, now guess what? You are willing to change your diet plan. You're like, she doesn't eat the same food that I eat. Well, you know what? I want to be around her so bad that I'm going to change my meal plan around her. And then now, guess what? You're going to become like your wife. And it's man, the reason why I'm saying, hey, the elders bringing it out, because I got an example in the scriptures of that happening. So we gonna get to that later.
Exactly, dude.
All right, my bad. What you got for me? Where was I at? Where's I read? Sirach 13:17 still, or you finished with that one?
We can go ahead and get 1 Kings 12 and verse 1, because we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into an example, because I'm saying, you are what you eat. Evil communications corrupt good manners. There could be people out there that's just like, man, this man is tripping, man. I hang out with my wicked family every Sabbath. They hate God, but I still love the Most High. I still keep fringes on. What is he talking about? That's not me. We're going to get into that, right? Because again, we naturally want to spend time with people that are like us. So if you are spending time with your wicked family more than your family in the truth, you want to be like your wicked family. You don't want to be like the Most High, right? Because think about it. Like Static Shock and Black Panther are like 80% of black people's favorite superheroes, right? Come on, right? And when you think about it, Static Shock and Black Panther are not even like top 10 in their verse and power. Like Black Panther is not top 10 in Marvel, and same with Static Shock. He's still a kid. He's still a lad, right? He's still developing. But yet black people, we gravitate towards them. We're like, yeah, Static, that's my, yeah. We're like, that's my dude right there, right? Why is that? Because Static dealt with drugs, right? He dealt with gang violence. He dealt with traffickers. He dealt with real issues that go on in the hoods of our people. Black Panther, he fought for his people like he was Malcolm X, right? Wakanda forever, right? He was a Black Panther, quote unquote, right? So we love these heroes because they look like us. Even when Miles Morales Spider-Man came out, man, all the Dominican homies was turned when they seen a Dominican Spider-Man, right? They were like, oh, snap, Dominican Spider-Man, let's go, right?
Hey, I know he's Dominican.
Yeah, he's Dominican.
I knew his mama was she had like Gonzalez. What's her last name?
Yeah. I don't remember.
Morales. My fault. His name's Morales. I'm stupid. Yeah, Morales. Yeah. So yeah, I remember that. I was like, oh, when I seen the show, I pushed that heavily on. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, with Isaac. Oh yeah, Black Spider-Man. Spin. Yeah, that's the dude right there.
That's Miles right there.
I love Spider-Man as a kid, but now we got a black one. Black guy all day. Matter of fact, he got the spider sting too. and women, if you ask, matter of fact, sisters, hey, name a superhero that you like. And matter of fact, hey, we got a gang of sisters that don't know superheroes. They sit on the right side of the room. You know what I'm saying? but the ones that know, put down who you know. You know what I'm saying? Just to put it out there. By the way, Zeno Bright, don't know who you are. Shalom. Hey, grace and peace be with you, brother or sister. I'm assuming sister because your name just sounds yeah, that way. Hey, look, hey, there we go. Hey, Sarah came through for me.
And I was thinking about that in my head too. I was like, hey, someone's gonna say Storm.
Yeah, Sarah came through. But yeah, because Storm has that regal presence, as a woman, like she ain't no ratchetness about her at all.
Mm-mm.
Like even how she talk is just, that's what it is. Oh, look, Somebody said Wonder Woman. Hey, hold on. Somebody.
Mama's wrong again.
Now I'm saying now we can hey, wait a minute. Wonder Woman is it's one that I'm gonna keep my comments for after class. All right, y'all continue on.
And it's funny too, cause and I'm gonna be 100 with y'all, cause Batman is my favorite superhero. You know, and hey, Batman. I mean, I guess he wears black, so hey, we gonna go with that. That counts, right? And I was seeing our brother Kenny right here. He said, "Wow, we was just talking about a brother with this same problem." Hey, I'm telling you, like we all know a brother out there that's like that. That is always around, you know, people that is not in the truth, instead of his family in the truth. Like we all know somebody like that. So hey, that's how you know it's the same spirits, the same familiar spirits that are on us, right? These are the same issues that we struggled with back in Israel, right? These are the same issues.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. All right. All right. There we
Okay,
go. Redeem yourself.
Yeah,
Somebody a
she's thinking about
Catwoman.
Halle Berry. Okay,
The new,
okay.
yeah, the new Catwoman. Not Michelle. If you say Michelle Pfeiffer, you know what I'm saying, we gotta get you out of here. We go. Hey, you say Michelle Pfeiffer,
Bro, your ass fucked to the push. That stupid shit.
but if you talking about Halle Berry, then we good. We can roll with that.
So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get that.
Hold on, wait. No, we got one more person. Hold on.
Oh, come on.
Hey, hold on. Hey,
no.
Victoria, man.
Bro, your ass fucked to the push. That stupid shit.
No, you didn't. Just come here with that. Go on somewhere. You know what I'm saying? We nerds over here.
Yeah,
Wrong
yeah,
congregation.
yeah. Man, hey, brother Sean got me a Doom. It's like this Doom shirt, and I ain't gonna lie to you, like, cause I had seen he had a Doom shirt on, and hey, he went ahead and blessed me with one. So talking about superheroes, yeah, you know, you outnumbered, you know.
Okay, yeah.
Donnie cheating, that don't count. Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, leave me alone with the Batman,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Hey, black man. You know, let me have that. let me have that. There's a black Superman. Oh yeah. I forgot there is a black Superman. Yeah. He's from a different universe.
Yes, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, okay, I'm gonna have to look him up.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get 1 Kings chapter 12, and we're gonna start at verse 1, because, like I said, we're gonna go into the scriptures and see. So I first laid down the foundation for y'all, right? You know, I told y'all, hey, you should not do this. You know, I would not do that if I was you, right? So now let's go ahead and get examples of why you should not surround yourself with people that are contrary to the laws, right? So, 1 Kings chapter 12, and we'll start at verse 1.
Let me help. Hey, Christina, I'm gonna help you out. Hey, Blue Beetle.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
somebody
Blue
Hispanic?
Beetle. Yeah, he's Hispanic. I forgot about
Yeah,
bro.
Blue Beetle. I got you. I got your back. I was gonna say George Lopez, but let's go Blue. It's George Lopez superhero, because his show was iconic.
Yeah. It was a classic on Nick at Night.
Yeah, definitely. All right, 1 Kings chapter 12, verse 1. And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel were come to Shechem to make him king. And it came to pass, when Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, for he was fled from the presence of King Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt.
Okay, so this is just, you know, Rehoboam, you know, he was going ahead and he was getting ready to be crowned. And Jeroboam, you know, he heard of this because he was in Egypt running away, because when the Most High told Solomon that he was gonna, you know, remove the nations from him, he was like, and give them to your servant. He was like, okay, you know, I gotta go ahead and take care of this. I gotta secure my future. So Jeroboam went ahead. He was hiding out in Egypt, and then he heard the noise of a new king being crowned. Right. Let's get verse 3.
That they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spake unto Jeroboam.
Oh man, hey, sorry, Israel. I ain't even know we had the noise cancellation off. Hey, bear with us. Hey, but what is that? Galatians 6:2. Hey, you gotta bear our infirmities. All right, because hey, you gotta have Christ manifest.
Hey, and everybody that's watching online, you got to bear on infirmities, because We burn yours. Y'all supposed to let us know we echoing like a mug up in here, man. I was like, hold on, wait. I just looked down. I was like, man, I don't think I pushed it again. So yeah, I'm tripping. I forgot. All right. Where we at? First Kings 12:3.
Give verse 4.
Verse 4. Thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore make thou the grievous service of thy father, and his heavy yoke which he put upon us lighter, and we will serve thee.
Okay, so Rehoboam's father is King Solomon. Okay, and mind you, at this point in time, the kingdom was not split in two. You know, the prophecy was laid out, but it hasn't exactly taken place yet, right? So Rehoboam was about to be king of all of Israel, right? And they're all coming in and they're like, hey, yeah, man, you know, your daddy, you know, he went ahead and like these taxes, man, because if people don't remember, there was a levy on the whole nation of Israel when the temple was being built, right? So there was a mandatory tax and call to action. You know what I'm saying? We need resources to get this done, right? And at the same time, Solomon was building a whole bunch of temples for you know, his side pieces. They were his wives. They're his wives. I don't want people thinking that Solomon was just out doing anything now. Like, no, they were still his wives. But he was going ahead like what we were saying. He was like, man, I'm pleased to dwell with you, right? You have a contrary diet plan to me, but I love you so much, I'm going to go ahead and concede to it, right? So the people of Israel, they're like, hey, you know, we need relief. Just like when Donald Trump became president, right? Everybody's like, oh, Biden made our yoke grievous. Now come to make our yoke better. Please lift off this heavy yoke on us, right? So let's go ahead and let's get verse 5.
First Kings chapter 12, verse 5. And he said unto them, depart yet for 3 days, then come again to me. And the people departed.
Read.
And King Rehoboam consulted with the old men that stood before Solomon his father while he yet lived, and said, how do ye advise that I may answer this people?
Okay, so notice how he went and he spoke to the assembly of men that was around his father. Now, if anybody out there doesn't know, King Solomon was the wisest man that stepped foot on this earth besides Christ, right? He was given that level of wisdom. He was given that level of understanding, okay? And Rehoboam is like, you know what? Let me go to the men that was consulting my father. And that also goes to show you, you know, men out there, don't think that you're less of a man or you're lesser than because you're going and submitting to someone that just has more understanding than you, that just has more wisdom than you. You know, you could have things that's better than that person, or you could even be in a position where you are a leader. But don't forget to humble yourself and to hear that person out, because like I said, Solomon was the wisest man on the earth. But even Solomon had counselors. Even Solomon had people that he listened to and was inquiring of, like, hey, brothers, I have this question. Should I go out and do this to the land? And they would go ahead and give him counsel, and he would listen. This is the wisest man besides Christ, right? So again, brothers, understand that we do have to, there is an order, right? The Most High says, let everything be done decently and in order, right? So understand that there is an order. There's nothing wrong with getting counsel, with asking questions, with putting yourself in that position to someone that does have more than you in terms of the wisdom, in terms of the food, right? Because we're all trying to eat, right? We're trying to eat. I'm going to Elder Rick. I'm like, man, can I get some of the mashed potatoes on your plate? Like, man, please, I need some mashed potatoes. I'm missing the starches on my diet, right? And it's up to that brother to go ahead and do it. Right? So let's go ahead and get verse 7, because let's hear what these wise men had to say to him.
First Kings chapter 12, verse 7. And they spake unto him, saying, if thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and wilt serve them.
And will what?
Will serve them.
Nah, rule them.
Serve them.
No, go ahead and take them to the promised land.
Serve them.
Read.
And answer them, and speak good words to them, then they will be thy servants forever.
How long?
Forever.
I don't know about y'all, but forever is a long time. That's a long time for me, right? I've only been alive 26 years, and that's nowhere close to forever. I'll tell you that much. That's my whole life. That's my whole perception of this reality. 26 years, and that's nothing to forever. So mind you, these wise men was telling Rehoboam, look, if you go ahead and you humble yourself and you hear your people out, they're saying, hey, make lighten the yoke, right? Make our burden easier. If you hear these people out, hey, and serve them, they will serve you forever, right? Because we got to think about how did Esau create coons? Esau created coons because they were like, you know what? We're oppressing them with rigor, and it's creating a rebellious, confrontational spirit. It's making the men, especially the mighty men, more bold in being against this world that we set up. So let's go ahead and make it seem like we're serving them, right? Let's make it seem like, oh, you get food stamps. You get, you get Section 8. You get child support. You get all these nice things. You get income tax. Hey, and I'm glad that income taxes are there, but that's just one of the things that they use to get our people to serve them forever, right? So these men are giving wise counsel to Rehoboam. All right, let's go ahead and let me get actually Luke 22, because mind you, they said, if thou will be a servant unto this people this day and will serve them, right? Mind you, Rehoboam is the leader of Israel. Verse 25. Rehoboam is the leader of Israel. He's the newly crowned king, right? There is no higher honor than being the king of the nation of Israel, right? I guess besides being Christ and the Most High. There's no higher honor than that, right? So you got to understand that these men said, yeah, while you are the king, while you are greater than these people, you still need to serve them. So what are they saying? Let's go ahead and get Luke 22 and verse 25, because are they talking scripture? Let's find out.
Luke chapter 22, verse 25. And he said unto them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors.
Okay, so the Gentiles, the heathen, right? And that's why they're not getting grafted in, because the Most High is contrary to the Gentiles, okay? He is contrary to the heathen. Mind you, the first thing Christ is saying is like, look at how these people rule over their nation. Look at how the Gentiles rule over their people. You see how they do it with pride and arrogance. You see how they rule over their people with the pompous, like let's say one of us try to go to a multimillionaire, right? And we try to, let's say we need change for the bus or something. You really think that multimillionaire is gonna serve you? No, that multimillionaire is gonna be like, oh, you broke, you know what I'm saying? Go get your money up. The Gentiles do that, right? Get verse 26.
Verse 26. But ye shall not be so.
But ye shall what?
Not be so.
Read.
But he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief as he that doth serve.
Read.
Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptation.
Verse 27.
Hold on, my bad. Hold on. Oh, my bad. I'm tripping. Never mind. All right, hold on. But ye shall not be so. For whether he is greater, he that sitteth at meat, or he that serveth.
Okay, so he's asking a question. He's like, okay, so who is more honorable? The person that's sitting at dinner, or the person that is serving the dinner to that person sitting down at the table?
Is not he that sitteth at meat, but I am among you as he that serveth.
Okay, so he's like, yeah, isn't the person with the most honor the person that's sitting down at the dinner table getting served? You know, the person that's getting the piping hot food served down on his table, he didn't have to do that work. But Christ is saying, hey, but I am among you as he that serveth. So Christ is saying, look, I am the waiter. You know, even though I'm the head honcho, I'm on this dinner table as your waiter, right? I'm here serving y'all, making sure that y'all are good. And this is the greatest leader that will ever exist. This is the greatest leader that the Most High created, the number one, right? The King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. This is the Christ, right? And he was on this planet serving us. You got to think how humble it is, and the mindset that not only do you have this, you know, you have this God body, right? You are immortal. You are pure energy, and you abase yourself to put yourself in a weaker vessel to go ahead and get tortured and abused by a people that you are trying to save. You got to understand that he put himself in that servant position, and Christ could have came back in the flesh as a Pharisee. He could have came back in the flesh as a politician. I forgot what they call the people that deal with taxes. A publican. Yeah. He could have came back as a publican. Like Christ could have came back and been straight. But what? He was a carpenter, a lowly carpenter. You know, like that's why they looked at Christ and they were like, what, the carpenter? You talking about talking about the guy that just patched my floors? He said he's gonna be the king, right? But understand that these wise men that were speaking to Rehoboam, they were on God's diet plan. They were eating the law, statutes, and commandments. How do we know this? Because out of Christ's mouth, he said the same exact thing as these men were trying to give to Rehoboam. Now let's see if Rehoboam ate it. Let's see if he chose to digest what was given to him. Let's go back to 1 Kings 12, and we'll go to verse 8.
1 Kings chapter 12, verse 8. But he forsook the counsel of the old men.
He what?
Forsook the counsel of the old men,
Read.
which they had given him, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him, and which stood before him.
Okay. Go ahead and get verse 18.
1 Kings chapter 12, verse 18. And
Oh,
then
wait, no, my bad. That's it on that. My bad. Yeah, I'm on the. I'm tripping. My bad, Israel. I was on the wrong script. I was just like, what is he reading? I'm like, hold on. Am I tripping? Did the words just change on me like he was saying earlier? Nah. But yeah, he forsook the counsel of the old men, right? Now, these men, again, were men that counseled Solomon, the wisest man that ever lived, right? So let's go ahead and get verse 9.
1 Kings chapter 12, verse 9. And he said unto them, what counsel give ye that we may answer this people, who have spoken to me, saying, make the yoke that which thy father did put upon us lighter?
Okay, so he's asking the YNs, right? He's asking the YNs, hey man, you know, these OGs, they put me on game, but I don't want to commit to the play. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like having to go ahead and make things easier for these people. I like the way the taxes are. You know, I like getting that tribute. So what is the counsel that you guys have? Read.
And the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, thus shalt thou speak unto this people that spake unto thee, saying, thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Thus shalt thou say unto them, my little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins.
Now you see, why would he even say why? If you're a leader, why would you even say something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? You're just asking to piss people off, right? And it's like what Sean said. He had itching ears, right? Itching ears, because he heard the good counsel. He got the plate. It's just like with Judith. If I go ahead and put a plate of broccoli, you know what I'm saying, and I put some steak. For some reason, she don't like certain proteins. If I put that on, that sounds like a great meal. Broccoli and steak, oh yeah. But she is going to throw that on the ground. She's going to be, she's going to start crying, right? She's not going to like that. She's not going to want to receive that. But I guarantee you, if I put 5 oatmeal pies on her plate, she's going, You know what I'm saying? But the oatmeal pies are bad for her. But she's going to want to consume it because it goes into the last class I taught. Do you want change or comfort? Sometimes it's uncomfortable to go ahead and change, to go ahead and be on that right path. You have to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. And even though Rehoboam wouldn't have been uncomfortable if he would have changed the tribute, he would not have been uncomfortable. He was raised in the king's house. Okay, that alone is an honor, right? So he would have been perfectly fine, right? But again, he had the itching ears. He wanted to be contrary to the good doctrine that was received. Get verse 15.
1 Kings chapter 12, verse 15. Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord, that he might perform this his saying, which the Lord spake by Ahiah the Shilonite, and Jeroboam the son of Nebat.
Okay, so when it says this cause is from the Lord, like I said, was setting up to split the kingdoms into two. He was setting up to split the nation of Israel in two, and this was the starting point. All right, let's get verse 16.
So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David?
Okay, you see, hey, the nations is being split up right there. They're like, hey, they're like, hey, what? These aren't even. This ain't even our tribe. We going ahead. We doing all this extra ish, and he's saying that his little finger is gonna be heavier than his father's. Come on, man, f this Negro, man. Forget this guy. Read.
What portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel. Now see to thine own house, David. So Israel departed unto their tents.
Okay, so you see that evil communication that Rehoboam received corrupted the good manners, because guess what? He was not performing the good works, right? Because out of Christ's mouth, he said, the greatest among you shall be your servant, right? And what did Christ also say in Matthew 22? That the second greatest commandment is to love thy brother as yourself. How am I going to be loving Elder Rick over here if I'm saying, man, my little finger is going to be heavier than your father's loins, man? Like how is that be showing love to him, right? So he wasn't. Guess what? That corrupted his good manners. You don't think Rehoboam was received the laws and instruction from one of the greatest men to ever do it, King Solomon? You don't think he was received that information, right? So guess what? That mind that he had that might have been good at one point got corrupted by being around the YNs, right? By being around, the men that's swift. I forgot what scripture it is, but it's a scripture in Psalms where it's like men that are swift to men that are swift to violence. Like they ready to chase the problem. Because what is that? There was no form of de-escalation or coming to like an agreement in that response, right? Again, evil communications corrupt good manners. Be not deceived, right? Let's get 2 Kings chapter 8 and verse 16. You got something?
The verse, their feet run to shed and make haste to shed.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. You can actually get that real quick.
All right. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 15. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood.
And notice how he said, refrain from their path. Refrain yourself from thy path. Forget the speed bumps. Put great walls of China, in front of their path. Because if you go there, guess what? You're going to be swift to chase blood too. Your feet are going to be swift for violence as well, because they're going to corrupt you, right? Let's go ahead and get 2 Kings, and we'll start at verse 8. Because, the elder said earlier in the class that, with a woman, with your wife, you would want to be with a wife that's like-minded. But if your wife is contrary to you and you're pleased to dwell with her, right, guess what? Now you're changing your diet plan to her diet plan, and now you are going to be corrupted, right? Your good manners are going to be corrupted. Yeah, chapter 8 and verse 16.
2 Kings chapter 8, verse 16. And in the 5th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, Jehoshaphat being then king of Judah, Jehoram, the son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, began to reign.
Okay, so we're getting a little bit into the weeds, because 2 Kings, you're gonna hear a lot of names. They all decided to name their children the same name, and you're gonna be like, what is going on? Hey, don't worry, I had that issue too, right? So right here it says, Joram, the son of Ahab, Jehoshaphat being then king of Judah, Jehoram, the son of Jehoshaphat, began to reign. So, to make it simple, it's just saying that, while this king of Israel was reigning, a new king of Judah was crowned, right? Get verse 17.
32 years old was he when he began to reign, and he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem.
Okay, so that's just going ahead and saying that Jehoram, was 32 years old when he became king, right? When he took the position from his daddy Jehoshaphat. And mind you, Jehoshaphat was a righteous man. Okay, Jehoshaphat had a heart that was after the Most High. Now, of course, Jehoshaphat had his mistakes, like we all did. David had mistakes too, but David still had a heart for the Lord. Nevertheless, Jehoshaphat was a righteous man, right? Because he was the only one when Ahab was asking for counsel. Oh, should I go up to war with the Philistines? And he was the only one that was like, is there not a prophet of the Lord in here that we can inquire of this? Like, you asking all these, they don't even got fringes on, man. Why are you asking them to speak to God? Like, let's get somebody that's a real prophet here so we can find out. So again, Jehoshaphat was a righteous man. Jehoram, his son, began to reign. All right. Let's get verse 18. Let's find out if Jehoram was like his daddy.
2 Kings chapter 8, verse 18. And he walked in the way of the kings of Israel, as did the house of Ahab. For the daughter of Ahab was his wife.
Wait, the daughter of who?
The daughter of Ahab was his wife.
And Ahab was an evil man, right? Ahab was a very evil man. He was wicked. He was the man that we all know in the truth. What was the brother's name? That he killed to get the vineyard?
Oh, Nabat.
Nabat. Yeah, we all know that in the truth. He went ahead, got Nabat killed because Ahab, I guess it's like father, like son. Even though he's not really Ahab's son, he might as well be, because Ahab simped out too. Ahab simped out too. You have some?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, he was one of the top 5 simps of the Bible. Ahab, for sure. He definitely did. He followed Jezebel. Jezebel became Jezebel because of him.
Yeah, facts.
He might be number one. He's definitely a real high on the spot, though.
Yeah, I would definitely, if someone puts him as number one, I would not be mad. I wouldn't be mad. So going back to verse 18, right? Because he said, and he walked in the ways of the king of Israel. Why did it not say he walked in the ways of his father? Because his father was eating righteous judgment. His father was eating a righteous diet plan. His father was surrounding himself with godliness. How do we know this is true? Because again, he was like, is there not a prophet of the Lord that we can inquire of? Jehoshaphat was a man that wanted to be like God. You have some?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Let me. Can you read verse 18? 2 Kings 8:18. I gotta extract something. I'm trying to be quiet, but I gotta go to it. All right, because again, what you eat, you are what you eat. What you consume, what you digest, you become that. Right? All right, read it real quick.
This is 2 Kings. This is 2 Kings chapter 8 and verse 18 from the top. And he walked in the way of the kings of Israel, as did the house of Ahab. For the daughter of Ahab was his wife.
All right, pause right there. Give me Ezekiel 16:44. All right, okay. So he walked in the way of the kings of Israel, and just like Judge Donnie was bringing out, he was saying, hey, why did it say he walked in the way of the kings of Israel? Because all of them northern kingdom dudes was wicked as hell. I mean, just that was the path. All right, if you become a king of the northern kingdom, you going to be wicked. Like it. I think only like 1 or 2 of them it was an exception to be righteous with him. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh yeah, hey, he happened to be good. Like, I mean, bad. No, he happened to be good. You just expect him to be wicked if it's a king of Israel. I remember I had a list of all the kings, like kings of Judah, kings of Israel. Israel was just evil, 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 evil. I'm like, dang. Yeah. But I want to touch on this because it says the daughter of Ahab, right? And so he's the daughter of Ahab, right? Read that for me.
This is Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 44. Behold, everyone that useth proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter.
Okay, so you see, he says the King Ahab's wife was Jezebel. Jezebel was the one that had all these people, she was murking everybody. You know what I'm saying? That was standing for the Lord. So Ahab was digesting her knowledge, her wisdom, because he wanted to be like her. He didn't force her to be like him. He didn't get rid of her for not being like him. He not only let her stay, he wanted to be around her because, whatever she was putting on him must have been great. I mean, dang, it had well, ain't nothing that great, but I guess for him, it must have been. I guess the king can't get nothing else. I guess I don't know. I don't understand. Yeah, he's number one simp. To hell with all that. Help that. All right, anyway, let me continue on. His wife is what he loved. So the daughter who looks up to her daddy is going to be like, oh, that's the type of woman you like. I want to be like that. I aspire to be that. I'm envious of my mother Jezebel. Although Jezebel's a heathen, I want to be like the heathen because my daddy likes wicked heathen women. So I'm going to choose that path. So when you get to this king and it says his wife was the daughter of Ahab, well, guess what? It said he did evil in the sight of the Lord. Why? Because he got someone that followed Ezekiel 16:44. As the mother, so is the daughter. You digest what you are. That daughter just followed the ways of her mama. She learned from her ways. The apple didn't fall far from the tree. That's pretty much what it was. She emulated the lifestyle of her mother, who she looked up to, instead of actually looking at her mother and be like, "No, mama, you off." She wasn't. But it's less likely for a girl to do that because girls are impressionable. They're more impressionable than boys. Boys might grow up and be like, "Nah, I ain't being like my parents. They crazy." It's not likely because if you got jacked up parents, you're gonna raise a boy that's a little gay. He's gonna be a little feminine. You know what I'm saying? And feminine boys are impressionable like girls. So it's just all the same thing. Create a whole army of. Hey, America did a great job. I'm sorry. You got a whole assembly line of just femininity, just running rampant. You know what I'm saying? Feminine men and women that are naturally impressionable but think they're men. So you got everybody that's following you. But anyways, the main point I want to get is you are what you eat. This daughter was just like her mama, and that's who he got. He got somebody that was just as evil. All right, my bad. I yield.
Hey, all praises to the Most High, because this scripture is just like when we talked about 1 Kings 12, right? And then we went to Luke 22, showing that, hey, the elders were speaking scripture. Hey, the elder just took us to Ezekiel 16:44 to show, oh, dang, this is scripture. This is why God said this, because you know what? Ahab's wife, right, was wicked. And then they had a child, and that daughter was just as evil, Athaliah, right? And hey, if anybody knows about her, she tried to destroy all the royal seed so she could be queen. Jezebel was basically queen. The apple don't fall too far from the tree.
You said Jezebel was king?
Yeah, my bad. She was king. She was king, right? And we know this is true because when Ahab was like, oh, he doesn't want to give me his inheritance, she was like, man, you soft punk. Man, go ahead and get that.
And then after you go do that, go in there and go get the. No man, nope. I would not make a.
I think I know where the elder was going. I think I know. Touch your toes, bend down, but
yeah. Then let's just say the fall of Sakari. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, let's go back to 2 Kings 8, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna reread verse 18, because again, he went ahead, and imagine too, your father is Jehoshaphat, this righteous man, right? King of Judah, everybody loves him. And you see the way that your father is, the diet plan that he eats on a day-to-day, right? And you actively choose to be with somebody that is completely opposite. That goes to show you that Jehoram never loved his daddy. Because what kind of boy is going to not be like his father? A boy that doesn't love his father, right? So, and that goes into Jehoram not loving God, because Jehoshaphat was like God. So again, you are what you eat. Let's get verse 18 again.
2 Kings chapter 8, verse 18. And he walked in the way of the. Yeah, y'all might be able to hear me without the mic working.
Put one in the chat if y'all can hear us.
This is awful. Oh, there we go. All right, my bad.
Okay. Yeah. All right, put a one in the chat. Hey, still do that. Put a one in the chat if you If you can still hear us. Okay, I'm seeing ones. All right, all right. Hey, all praises to the Most High.
I was about to say this is awfully, but man, all right. Let's try this again. 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 18. And he walked in the way of the kings of Israel, as did the house of Ahab, for the daughter of Ahab was his wife, and he did evil in the sight of the Lord.
Okay.
Yet,
So
I'm sorry.
no, you good. Jump down to verse 25 because and he took the daughter of Ahab and hey, guess what? He did evil in the sight of the Lord. That sounds like his manners was not good, right? Because the only thing good is the laws, right? Just like Romans 7. So if excuse me. If his surrogate son was doing evil, then that only means that he was doing things contrary to the laws. Let's go ahead and get verse 25.
2 Kings chapter 8, verse 25. In the 12th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, did Ahaziah, the son of Jehoram, king of Judah, begin to reign.
Okay, so again, if y'all are getting confused, say I'm confused. If y'all are with us so far, say, I'm here. Because now we're jumping a little farther, right? So this is Jehoram's son, right? This is Jehoram's son. And right now he is taking the mantle of king from his father, right? Read.
22 years old was Ahaziah when he began to reign. And he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Athaliah, the daughter of Omri, king of Israel.
Okay, so, the daughter of Omri, Omri was Ahab's father. You know what I'm saying? So, again, the apple don't fall too far from the tree, right? So I don't want you guys to be confused and you're like, oh, well, I see Omri, not Ahab, hey, just like how we go ahead and say Christ was the son of David when he came in the flesh, right? He did not literally come right out of David's loins, like Christ was not David's first physical child. David didn't go ahead, give birth, and then boom, baby Christ was there. No, right? This is talking about the lineage, right? So his mother's name was Athaliah, daughter of Omri, king of Israel.
Verse 27. And he walked in the way of the house of Ahab, and did evil in the sight of the Lord.
No, he did good.
Evil in the sight of the Lord,
Read.
as did the house of Ahab, for he was the son-in-law of the house of Ahab.
Now, if you hear how wicked Ahab was, I'm pretty sure his infamy was known at this point in time, right? Because he was a great king. When Ahab died, hey, there was a big ceremony for him, right? That's like if, Bishop Nathaniel was to go. There's going to be a big ceremony for that, right? Ahab was a very great man, right? And you don't think that he knew the acts of Ahab, the things that Ahab did that led to his death, right? But he still chose, you know what? I want to be son-in-law to Ahab. I want Ahab to be my father. Man, forget Jehoshaphat, man. I don't want Jehoshaphat to be my father because my daddy didn't like Jehoshaphat, right? So again, it's going into you are what you eat, right? This is spiritual. This is bigger than just physical, right? When I'm saying eat, I'm not talking physically eating, right? And Lord's will, y'all understand that from now an hour into class. Lord's will, y'all understand I'm not talking about real food, right? I'm talking about things that you allow to be inside your mind, right? Things that you allow to go into your heart, things that you digest, right? If you choose to digest things that are contrary to the Most High, guess what? You are going to be wicked because the Most High isn't wicked. If you want to be holy, guess what you got to consume? You got to start consuming them commandments. What am I talking about? Let's go to Leviticus 20 and verse 26.
Hey, permission to speak?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, why? I've never peeped before that he married the son of Judah, the son of the king of Judah, married the daughter of the king of Israel. Like, I never peeped that till we just seen him. Like, hey, I've never caught that before. So as you said, he got somebody that was we was already at odds with the northern kingdom, and then he got with somebody that was up there, and then somebody that was the daughter of a wicked woman. Like, dude, like, you said Ahab's infamy was spread out throughout the place.
Yeah.
Jezebel's probably was too, and he's
Man,
probably like,
facts.
man, I bet she learned from Jezebel.
Mhm.
I want to get some of that in my life. Let me get Meg the Stallion. You know what I'm saying? Let me get Cardi B. Like a bunch of these lames be
Oh.
now. They see these I bet that's who. She was probably the Cardi B back then.
Man.
I'm telling you. And I just never peeped up. But I'm like, hey, he did seek out somebody that was on the whole other side of wicked, just to be his wife. As you said, there's no way he could have loved the woman that was like his mother and who his father was, because he went to get somebody that was on the opposite end of the spectrum. Yeah, that's wild. I never peeped that before. But hey, all praise to the Most High.
Hey, all praise to the Most High, because as I was going through Second Kings, you know, I was like, oh wait, hold on, because you know, I get confused too, y'all. I was going through it, reading through it again, just like the first time. I'm just like, oh God, all these names. All right, let's go ahead and try try to pinpoint where are all these names coming from, right? And through doing that, I was just like, oh dang, what the hell? He got with somebody, and you got to think how that was culturally at the time too. You really think Jehoshaphat and his wife was okay with his son going ahead and getting with somebody from the house of Ahab? You know, he's probably like, bro, did you not see what happened to Ahab? Did you not see what happened to his end? He is contrary to the Most High, right? But again, it goes into you are what you eat. Hey, I'm just letting y'all know, sin is enticing than a mug. All right, sin, it looks good, it smells good, it tastes good, it dances good. You know what I'm saying? It moves beautifully in the sunlight, in the twilight, in all the lights.
And in the darkness.
And in the darkness, especially in the darkness. It's going to start glowing, right? It's glow in the dark, right? Sin is going to look pleasing, right? So, hey, the things that Jezebel was doing, the things that Ahab was doing, that looked pleasing, right? He's like, dang, he can do whatever the F he wants to do. Dang, that's so G. Oh man, I want to be just like that, man. Hey, he ain't letting tell him anything, right? He wanted to be just like that, right? But again, the Most High has a way for us to be. He has food for us to eat, right? Let's touch on that. Let's get Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 26.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I am the Lord. For I, the Lord, am holy. And I have severed you from
what?
And I have severed you.
Brought you together.
Severed you.
Read.
From other people, that ye should be mine.
You know why the Most High wants us to be his? Because every man cleaveth unto his like. The Most High is a man, right? He wants to cleave unto people that are like him. He's like, hey, I want people that are like me, and I want those to be my people, right? Just like this is my congregation. This is my family here, right? These are the people that I fellowship with, right? This is my like, right? The Most High is like that. He's like, man, I want to be surrounded by people that not only love me, but people that love to be like me, right? Because that's really what it is. He wants people that loves to be like him, the people that loves his way of life, his level of understanding, right? God said, hey, be holy, right? So again, how is that going into you are what you eat? Well, if you want to be holy, hey, you got to start eating holy things. What does that mean? Do we got to go to the Vatican and get the Holy Grail and drink water out the Holy Grail, and we got to eat out the holy chalice or bowl, whatever they got over there, right? Is that how we get holy? No, that's not how we get holy. We get holy by consuming the holy words of God, by consuming the holy doctrine that is set apart from every other doctrine on this planet.
So we don't get holy from eating donuts?
No. We don't get holy from eating donuts.
Oh, man, that's right. All right.
Hey, if it was that easy, 90% of America would actually be in God we trust. Let's go ahead and get Proverbs 13 now in verse 25.
Proverbs chapter 13, verse 25. The righteous eateth to the satisfying of his soul, but the belly of the wicked shall want.
Okay, so again, the righteous eateth to the satisfying of his soul. You see, what the righteous is going to do, the righteous is going to consume what is sufficient unto him, right? The righteous is going to go ahead and be content with what is given to him. A lot of us, we aren't content with the knowledge of God. A lot of us aren't content with that, because why do you think the Most High said in Ecclesiastes 12, be wary of many books, for there is no end, right? Don't be tossed to and fro from different doctrines, right? Hey, when the righteous sees this word, when the righteous sees the laws, they're going to be like, oh, this is all I need to do. Keep the Sabbath. Hey, why try to switch the formula up? It worked back then. Why should it not work now? Right? The righteous is going to eat up to the satisfying of his soul. But the wicked, right? The wicked, the wicked is always going to be wanting more. The wicked is never going to be satisfied, right? The wicked's belly is never going to feel full. That's why Christ said here, eat this bread and you'll never starve again. Drink this water and you'll never thirst again. Christ didn't have magic water, right? Like Christ had magic doctrine, right? You have something for us?
Hey, he's cooking, man. I don't even want to. I feel like I don't want to interrupt because he said something that jumped out at me, and you was talking about how they have this stuff, and you said in Proverbs, and you talking about how if they actually are satisfied or happy with what they have, they happy with being in the truth. They're content. They are appreciative. They're grateful for this knowledge and for being able to walk in it and live in it, right? Because they remember scriptures like this. He give me Matthew chapter 13, verse 14. Matter of fact, Matthew 13, 16. Because I got to touch on it because it just it brought me back into the understanding of that these words are more precious than gold. You know what I'm saying? They're more than the jewels and all of these things, because this is what we have that's sufficient for us. We're content with this because we understand, like it says in Revelation, thou art rich. We know that we're rich if you truly appreciate the understanding of the Most High God's wisdom. Go ahead, read that for me.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 16. But blessed are your ears, for they see.
Oh, yeah, eyes.
Oh, man, excuse me, Israel, man. Man, I'm liking right now. Blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
So the beautiful thing is, like, when he's saying you see, of course, like, he's not talking about people most people have their eyesight. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's people that do actually, of course, they suffer from blindness or being deaf. They don't have their ears working, right? But he's saying, blessed are your eyes, for they see. What he's saying is you have the perception to actually understand. You can comprehend. You have because there's two things I always speak about. And I'm going to start using this more when I read this. When it says, blessed are your eyes, you have reading comprehension. Blessed are your ears, because you have listening comprehension. You can understand what you read and you can understand what you hear because you pay attention and you understand, you desire to know. And of course, also things you say take place. If you see events happening in front of you, you can see them and then you can understand the right side of judgment. Blessed are your eyes. That's something that if you have these eyes that can see, if you actually understand the Bible, you are blessed and you should be happy. You should be content. If you're not content or okay with the fact that no matter what happens in your life, you are in a good space, you are joyful. Why are you joyful? Why do you have it in your heart? Because you actually know what God likes. You actually understand what he likes, what he wants, and you know what it takes to do it. That's something that you got to be happy about. It says in Baruch 4, it says, hey, blessed are we because we know what the Lord, desires.
Yeah.
Most people don't have this. I know before I came to the truth, I had no clue what this was saying. When I started really understanding, I was like, oh my God. Like I felt this, you know what I'm saying? I felt this sense of infatuation for real. I was like, it's how girls feel, I guess, when they see when they got a dude they really into and they got butterflies and stuff. Yeah, I was feeling all, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna press the button. Y'all better not laugh at me, but y'all understand what I'm saying? I was feeling that though. I was like, this is it. Hey, I ain't never going nowhere. I'm hooked. You know what I'm saying? It was over. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, he got me. That's all I can say. He got me. Read the next verse real quick.
Verse 17. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
And that's how I feel personally in this walk, because now there's people that are prophets, people that may have woke up to the truth and they understand on a certain level, and the Lord has given me an understand. Like he continues to increase me. He continues to. even in times where I might be stupid, you know what I'm saying? I might think some dumb things. I might not give him the effort I'm supposed to, and he still be increasing me. I'm like, all right, man. I'll be expecting sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. If I don't be reading as much as I do, when I pick up the Bible again, I'm like, man, Lord's gonna. I'm not gonna really get what I'm reading next time. He gonna make some of this hard to understand, and then it be clear as day. I'm like, dang, I'm ungrateful, man. It still be clear, like not even be clear. It be stuff that I didn't know at first, and I see it even more. Like, oh, dang, he gave me more understanding. Why'd he do that? Hey, I blessed in my eyes they see. This is something that I always will understand that I'm going to be content and appreciative of, because he continues to feed me. Not only feeding me, but he's giving me gourmet meals. You know what I'm saying? He's giving me the new sauces. You know what I'm saying? He gave me that new special, the Lord's Jerusalem dry rub. All praise to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, yeah. So we got to be always conscious and aware of the fact that the Lord is looking out for us and giving us direction and guidance. All right, go ahead. I'll land.
No, facts, because hey, just like what the elder said, not everybody has been given this information. There's people that's in the truth that only understand at a certain level. And hey, I could definitely resonate with him, because when I have periods of time, yes, hey, don't think Brother Donnie's perfect. I have periods of time where I'm not reading. And hey, I get haunted by the Spirit like a mug. I'm just like, oh dang. And the time I actually read the Bible, there might be something I might not get, and I start panicking. I'm like, oh damn, did the understanding get that? Did the Lord take it away from me? And I'm like, oh, I gotta lock in. I sit up. I'm like, okay, no. Like, hey, I'm telling you, it happens, right? And that's why we can't take it for granted, though, because the Lord can do that to anybody, right? He did that to Saul, took his understanding away, right? So we have to be appreciative of what we have, right? We have to be appreciative of the food that's given to us. We are given the good food, right? We are given the good roll. What am I talking about? Let's go to Ezekiel 3, and we'll start at verse 1. Because you are what you eat, right? So in the beginning of the lesson, we learn, okay, if we surround ourselves with evil people, if we consume things that are contrary to the Most High, we are going to end up contrary to God. Okay, well, how do I get closer to God? Well, I have to be holy. All right, I have to consume holy things. I have to consume good things. All right, well, how do I do that? What is there magical bread? Is there magical water? Let's read.
Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest. Eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel.
Okay, so he's like, eat that thou findest. Just like how the elder said, we came into the truth. We looked at the scriptures and we was in love. We was like, oh my God. Oh, this is us. Oh, we the Israelites, right? Hey, eat that, digest that, right? Digest it. Oh, we have to keep the commandments. Eat that, digest that. Eat what you found. Read.
So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll.
He was like, all right, just like I'm feeding Judith. I'm like, go ahead, open your mouth. Get there you go.
Here comes the airplane.
That's what Christ is doing to Ezekiel.
And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness.
Okay, so again, he said, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, right? He said, fill thy bowels with thy roll. Now, I don't want people being silly and being like, oh, he said roll. He was talking about a bread roll, brother. He was not talking about the scriptures. He was talking about the scriptures, all right? Back then, the Bible did not look like this, right? It was a real scroll, right? It was several scrolls of writings that, the prophets went ahead, wrote together, and eventually it got gathered and put into a neat fashion like this, right? But back then, the roll, right? So Christ was like, go ahead, eat this roll right here. Look at these words, digest it. And when Ezekiel did, just like what the elder said, he was in love. He was like, dang, oh man, this tastes so good. Man, oh, now it makes sense. I shouldn't be eating pork. That's why I have bad breath. I shouldn't be eating squid. I shouldn't be eating octopus. Man, this lamb tastes so great on the Passover. Oh man, I'm happy am I that the things that please God are known to me, right? So Ezekiel, he ate this roll, right? And again, this roll was the scriptures. This roll was the law. What do I mean by that? Let's go to Psalms chapter 19 and verse 7. Because let's say you was corrupted, right? Because hey, we all came into this truth corrupted, right? We all came into this truth defiled. We was eating oatmeal pies every day, right? Hey, there's nothing wrong with oatmeal pies. I smack them too. But if you eat them constantly, that's the only thing you eat for the day, your stomach is going to be bubbling, right? So our stomach was bubbling when we came into the truth, right? And we now have to cleanse and detox our body with the good things. What is the good things? The roll that Ezekiel ate, the scriptures, the word of God. How does that change you? Let's get evidence.
Psalm chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
The what of the Lord is perfect?
Law of the Lord is perfect.
No, his abounding love.
Law of the Lord is perfect,
Read.
converting the soul.
And what does it do to the soul?
Converting the soul.
AKA, it changes you. Just like evil communications, corrupt good manners, just like evil communications convert the soul, because your soul is your mind, right? I was just talking to my wife about this. I don't know if it was this morning or what, but I just know I woke up and all of a sudden it was just in my head. And I was like, hey, like the soul, the soul isn't anything mystical, right? It isn't like, oh, you astral projecting out of your body. No, your soul is your literal mind. Because like when we watch cartoons, right, and they do a mind swap, right? Let's say Scooby-Doo. Let's say Shaggy did a mind swap with Velma. And I think that was an episode. But let's say Shaggy did a mind swap with Velma, right? Even though that's Velma's body, Velma's soul is gone. How do we know this? Because that's Shaggy in Velma's body. Velma's soul is not somewhere in limbo, like Get Out in her body. No, her soul got transferred to Shaggy's body, right? Your soul is your brain. Your soul is your mind, right? That's how come scientists can't even quantify memories and how we even think. They can't pinpoint that. Why? Because that's the spiritual. That's the spirit, right? Now, if you consume these laws, that is going to change your soul. That's going to change your mind. Because guess what? Hey, I don't go to the strip club. And frankly, I wasn't one to go to the strip club. But hey, if I was going to the strip club, I wouldn't be doing that in the truth. Because guess what? That is against the good wisdom that the Most High has set up. That is against his ways. I used to eat pork. I used to eat all kinds of things, by the way. I ate frog legs, alligator, snake. I ate all kinds of things. My dad is real country, right? And we ate all kinds of things. Rabbit. I didn't discriminate, right? I came into the truth. Hey, beef, chicken, lamb, salmon, and it's so good, right? It's better than the rabbit. It's better than the snake. It's better than the pork, than the chicharrone. All my Cubans out there, they probably like, yeah. No, we're not saying yeah to that, right? Because that's pork, okay? But I used to eat all those things too. But guess what? When I started keeping the commandments, my mindset changed. Now I don't just eat them. I look at them and I'm like, right? I'm like my daughter when she sees something she don't want. She says, no, right? I'm saying that too. You bring the pork chop to Brother Donnie's plate, I'm going to say, no, what are you doing? Right? My mindset is different. My soul has been converted, right? So when I'm saying you are what you eat, and we got to separate ourselves from evil company, and we got to start being holy, well, hey, guess what? We start doing that by reading this Bible, by listening to classes like these, like classes that the brothers in this church do, that classes that other like-minded brothers. Hey, there's a lot of crazy doctrine out there, okay? So I'm not saying go ahead and be on a spiritual journey on your on your boat. First get some understanding, all right? Get some understanding first, and then, go ahead and then after you're built up and strong, now you could go ahead and contest, right? But don't be eager to contest when you're trying to be built up.
So you're suggesting that men shouldn't go out and find themselves?
No, that is.
But ain't that, what I'm saying? Ain't that what we happen in the world? Like a woman's like, hey, things been okay in our relationship, but I gotta find myself and be a
hoe for sure.
So you saying the brother's gonna do that and gotta find himself? You saying he's gonna come back all with a bunch of different doctrines, because he been church hopping, you know what I'm saying? He been hopping from place to place. Y'all know the rest. If you know, you know. But all right, go ahead.
Yeah, no, like, and because again, you're not going to give yourself that proper instruction, because guess what? In the role, it says to get you under a man of understanding. In the role, in Sirach 6, in Proverbs 1, hey, David was telling Solomon, my son, give ear to instruction, right? Wisdom is the principal thing. In all thy getting, get understanding, right? And this all comes from that role that Ezekiel 8. Because guess what? When you do that, you will become holy. You will become set apart. Because just like how I said in the prayer, and God they hate, 90% of this world doesn't keep the Sabbath, right? Probably 99, probably 99%.
Yeah, I'm with the 99.
Probably 99%. Is crazy, right? That's why Solomon said out of 1,000, he found one righteous, right? So we got to remember, if you want to be like God, hey, start getting that holy water in your cup. Start getting that manna on your plate, because this is the manna right here. Let's go ahead and let's go back to Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 23, because this doesn't only come with you just being in your hut studying the scriptures, because hey, the Most High said it is not fit for man to be alone, right? The Most High knows that this walk is impossible. Yeah, hey, 99.9%. Hey, it's tough out here, for real. if I'm over here questioning myself, like, dang, did the Lord take my understanding away? No, let me read. Hey, it goes to show you how blanketed that is for the whole nation of Israel, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and get Leviticus 20 and 23, because we gotta surround ourselves not only with good food, but we gotta surround ourselves with good influences, because just like the beginning of the class, we are impressionable. Everybody's mind is impressionable. If you think that your mind is not impressionable, you are foolish. Because hey, I'm telling you, if you hear a song, and let's say you like making money, and he's like, just made my money on a Friday, spent it on a Saturday. Well, you're gonna be bumping. You're gonna be like, yeah, yeah, that's me right there. Our minds are impressionable, right? So how do we also change who we are at our core? Well, by what we consume on a daily basis and what we surround ourselves with. Because what we surround ourselves with, we are going to involuntarily consume, right? We consciously consume things, and we involuntarily consume things. I almost said consciously. But yeah, so we do it conscious and subconsciously, right? So this is what the Most High has set up to stop something like that from happening. Let's get Leviticus not 2023, 23 and 3. Yeah.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
Now, you guys are probably like, Brother Donnie, why are you bringing up the Sabbath? We're keeping the Sabbath right now. Why are you bringing this up? Because he said it shall be a holy convocation. A convocation is a gathering. And you know what? Let's get that definition, because a lot of us know what convocation is, but for people that don't, it's always good, because hey, when I didn't know what convocation was, I was just reading that, to be honest with you. I was just reading it. Elder had a class one day and he was talking Oh, okay. Hey, are we good?
I don't know how much y'all missed explaining holy convocation, but yeah, Sister Kim, if you got the convocation definition, hopefully you, yeah, well, I guess you read it, but anybody else has read it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some. But the convocation, he's just basically saying, yeah, hey, people, a gathering, a large gathering of people, a holy convocation. They said it got to be holy people, and I do want to ask a question. Everybody saw her. Holy. What does holy mean? If someone is holy, what does it mean? And if you got a scripture to go with it,
Yeah, yeah.
that'll
That's
be
good.
outstanding. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's get it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So let's get Deuteronomy 16:14, because again, I'm saying the Most High has set up fail safes to keep us in line. The Most High set up, safety measures to make sure that we still consume His diet plan. So the Most High said, hey, on the Sabbath, make sure that you gather around people that are holy, people that are like-minded.
All right. Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 14. And thou shalt rejoice in thy feasts, thou and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite, the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are within thy gates.
Okay, so when he's saying that, it's doubling down on you have to gather on these feast days, right? And notice how he didn't, is convocation like fellowship? Yes, convocation is fellowship. Convocation is an assembly. In the definition, it said a large formal assembly of people, right? And some of the synonyms was meeting, assembly was one of them.
I think gathering.
Yeah, gathering.
Yeah.
So it's a rally. Rally was one of them.
Yeah, rally.
So yeah, a convocation is exactly that, Sister Kim. It's a fellowship. That's why when we say, "Oh, are you fellowshipping today?" Yeah, are you convocating today? That's one of the laws, right? We have to be around our people on these feasts. And I went to Deuteronomy 16:14 to show that it's not just only on the 7th-day Sabbath, right? It's on every feast. We should want to be around light on a day that's dedicated to the light, right? The Sabbath is dedicated to the Most High in Christ, right? It's us honoring, dang, the Most High created Christ, and He had Christ build all this great and wonderful structures, this beautiful forest that we're in back there. Man, Christ designed all of that. And on the 7th day, He went ahead and rested. So we got to rest too, because we want to be like our King.
Can I get a script real quick?
Yeah, of course.
I want to touch on what you're saying as far as the holy convocations, right? I want to, and you're saying that it's a fail safe, it's to protect us, right? And he says we don't just gather on the Sabbath days. I want to kind of add to that a little bit, if I may. Can I get Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25? All right, let's go to Hebrews 10 and 25, New Testament. And I've heard people say this is not a law, and they're absolutely correct. And they're going to see why. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together.
Hold on. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves, the gathering, not choosing to do something besides coming together. Now, we look at these things and be like, all right, well, I'll come on the Sabbath. I'll come on the first day of the feast, the last day of the feast, on Pentecost, the trumpets. Like, oh, yeah, these days that I, quote unquote, have to be around, right? We have to, if there are opportunities for us to assemble together, we shall not forsake it for wisdom's sake. This is not just because of the law's sake, for wisdom's sake. If we have the opportunity to do something, and again, remember, opportunity if we can. Of course, we know we all got lives. Everybody got things going on, and sometimes it's not, possible. Sometimes we might just be super drained and it's just gonna be hard for us to get up and do anything. I know. Trust me, I do. But we shall not forsake it if we actually can do it. If it's possible for us to do it, why aren't we making an effort to do so? He said, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together. Why did he say that? Read on.
As the manner of some is, but exhorting one another.
Now, everybody in the chat, what is exhorting one another? I want to see if anybody can. What is exhorting one another? Read on.
But exhorting one another, and so much the more, as ye see the day approaching.
Now, and I like what he said. And it's crazy because, hey, Brother Decarius in the spirit, he said, so we can stand in the evil day. Standing in the evil day is the day that's approaching. The evil day means that something's going to happen where you're going to be tested. You're going to be tried, where you're going to find out if you really about that life.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord is going to find out. He's going. He ain't worried about F around to find out. He's gonna make sure you F around and find out about yourself. And you're gonna look at yourself in the mirror. You'll find out. You ever been in a situation where you like disappointed yourself and you look in the mirror like, man, I can't believe I did that. Oh my God. I'm like, you mad at yourself and you like, you want that day back because you want another shot at it. But the Lord will give you another shot if you endure. If you stay in the faith, you got to keep on going. You have to stay encouraged. And I like what Sean, encourage one another, exhorting, encourage one another. Matter of fact, jump back to verse 24 because it says, not forsaking assembling ourselves together. Why is it saying that? Read that.
Verse 24, and let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works.
That's the point. So it actually gives the answer before he gets to it. He's telling you why you shouldn't forsake assembling, because you're promoting righteousness. You're encouraging it. I like what Tamaya said, uplifting. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. The Curry said it, lifting each other, lifting up spirit. You know what I'm saying? You're telling them, hey, you're going to make it. It's going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? Don't give up. And again, back to what Sean said, encouraging one another. And Kenny said, giving it up or big up and giving props.
Yeah.
Hey, because look, those things are necessary. Because usually if somebody's big up and you know, you've done something great. And it kind of like gives you this, it's like a adrenaline boost. Because I'm going to tell you now, it's important for that because a lot of people that really hardly ever get that push, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the life of men, we don't really get the compliments, you know, often. We living off a compliment from like 2 months ago or a compliment from like 2-3 years ago. I'm telling you, it's certain things I hear in my head and I keep going from like the few times I hear something that's like really, really encouraging. I'm like, oh, okay. Because our confidence can get low. We need it. And that's why he tells us to constantly be around each other, because you never know. It might be a day that person is going to fall off, but they heard them good words from you, and it gave you just enough boost to continue to push on. But if you forsake the assembling of one another, either you miss out on your blessing of getting uplifted, or someone could have used your encouragement, your cheering. They could have heard you in the background, give me a B, give me a C. Like, you know what I'm saying? They could have gotten it, but they didn't get it because your ass was so damn selfish, you didn't even want to be there to help your brother or sister, which is hatred. Just like it's hatred not to correct your brother or sister in sin, it's another form of hatred to not give them that extra boost of energy to let them know, hey, I love what you're doing, man. I see you're working out there. Keep it up. This is why we gotta assemble together as much as possible, because the world is tearing us down. But us as Israelites, us as people that keep the faith, to keep the commandments, as righteous people, we actually build each other up.
Man, hey, that's a mic dropper right there. And it's funny that he went to this scripture, because I knew exactly what he was talking about. When he said Hebrews 10, I was like, oh yeah, this is a good one right here. You know, because hey, not forsaking, and I like how it says not forsaking, like don't just throw it away. That goes into not appreciating the knowledge you've been given. You know, like if you don't really appreciate the knowledge you've been given, you're just gonna throw it away, cast it around your back, like it's not a feast day, you know. And that's not saying that we all don't have, you know, busy lives. You know, hey, don't worry, Brother Kenny. We don't really mean it when we're just like, man, Brother Kenny sucks not coming over here. Now we don't really mean it, Brother Kenny. You know, we.
Hey, nah, hell no. Nope, I mean it. Hell no. Get your ass up here. All right, continue on.
You know, we understand, hey, our lives are busy. You know, we in captivity. So, hey, we get it. It's not going to be possible to see each other, you know, like every single day of the week, because we're not in our land, right? We are scattered. So, but at the end of the day, we got to make effort, right? We got to make some type of effort. You know, if we can't see our brother physically, hey, but before I lived here, I was, you know, always on the Sabbath class in Miami, you know, and hey, I didn't forsake that. Them Sabbath classes, I was on them, you know. I'm like, hey, this is my only time to really congregate for real, because I don't have no one else in the truth, you know, besides Brother Sean. So I'm like, hey, this is the assembly I can't forsake right here. I have to be on this class, right? So however it is that you can do it, you know, make the effort, you know, make the effort.
Yeah, real talk. Hey, and just real quick, not to and I'm Kenny knows. See, he know I know I mess with him, and then some of the stuff I'm like, hey, let's do this for real. Come on, let's move. But he knows it's all love too, because he knows I appreciate it. Hey, when I went down to Columbia, hey, he showed all love. Me and my daughter came down, and he got the room set up for us. Like had the whole guest room and was very hospitable the whole time down there. We enjoyed ourselves. It was it was a beautiful time. And it's like, hey, all right, now you taking away our blessing now. We can't be hospitable to you. You know what I'm saying? You stand away. Hey, so look, put a 1 in the chat if y'all like, hey, Brother Kenny is blocking my blessings up here. He's blocking it. I can't even return the favor. Can't even look out for the brother, because the brother won't show up. He hiding, forsaking the assembling. You know what I'm saying? These are they that separate themselves and stay in Columbia, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Nah, leave that part of SEC country. Come here to where the Wildcats are. Leave the Gamecocks. Come to the Wildcats.
Hey, Brother Decarius, he's like, hey, yeah, come on, Brother Kenny. He's like, come on. Hey, Brother Sean. Hey, Sister Tamaya. Oh, man. Oh, don't do that to us, Kenny. Don't do that to us, man. Oh, man. Hey, we need you over here too, Brother Judah. Hey, we need you over here. Hey, because at the end of the day, it's a blessing to just even be around like-minded people in the truth. Because it's so hard to find people that even want to accept the words of God, that even want to eat the broccoli on their plate. So, hey, all praises that we even have people here right now willing to kick it, willing to listen to the word, right? So, you got something?
And I was just touching on, I seen what Sister Kim said. She says it's a beautiful experience flying to KY, you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all know her too. We've been giving her the blues. She supposed to go ahead and pack her stuff up. You know what I'm saying? If you can leave beautiful, luscious, you know what I'm saying, postcard looking Hawaii and come out here to Kentucky where it's all gloomy. No, I'm just but no. Hey, for real. But she made the flight on down, and hey, maybe we can get Judah Monster down here, come down here from Europe, you know what I'm saying? Come down here from Britain, and come in, enjoy being here, spend some time. Come down here, hang with us. It's a boat ride away, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I said boat ride. Don't get on the plane, get on the boat. You know what I'm saying? Just don't get at the bottom of the boat. We already experienced that coming across the Atlantic Ocean. get on a nice, cool boat. But come on through. Like I said, we be here.
Hey, facts. Because that's what it's all about. Because, I was talking to Brother Xavier about this yesterday, but, he was saying like, yeah, Israel, we're one big family, right? Like we are the biggest family ever, right? Like we all come from one man. When you think about that, we all come from one man. Just like how in 2 Kings, he said that Omri was her daughter, or she was Omri's daughter, excuse me, right? She was Omri's daughter. Same thing. Hey, from Omri we had Ahab, we had all these wicked Negroes, right? Hey, from Jacob, we have all these Negroes, right? All these beautiful Black and Hispanic Israelites all over scattered around the world, right? We are all of one blood, right? We might have different subsects, but that doesn't mean we don't all come from Jacob, right? So we are the biggest family in the world. We should want to be around each other, right? Let me get, and this is going to be the last scripture. Let me get Malachi 3:16.
Hey, my script right here. I love this one. Hey, Malachi chapter 3, verse 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another.
Nah, only on the feast days.
Often one to another.
Nah, only when they felt like it.
Spake often one to another.
Read.
And the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name.
Now you see, when you do that too, you're showing the Lord like, man, you're eating the broccoli on your plate. You're showing the Lord, hey, you are like me. Because those who feared the Lord spake often to one another, right? Because, hey, like my wife could tell you, she always says, when I spend time with Brother Xavier, I be gone. She's like, oh, my husband vanished, because, hey, when me and Brother Xavier get to talking, it always goes to the scriptures, right? We always talking about something that's related to the word. And, hey, the conversation can go on. You know what I'm saying? I find myself having 2-hour conversations with Brother Xavier, and it won't even feel like 2 hours, right? Those who feared the Lord spake often to one another, right? And, hey, when you do that, the Lord is going to be like, hey, these are the people that's really thinking on my name. These are the people that's respecting my legacy, right? So you are what you eat, right? At the end of the day, we got to understand that whatever you surround yourself with is what you are going to become, right? We are like sponges. Whatever liquid you desire to be in, you will soak that liquid up. If you want to be a sponge in toilet water, there's going to be toilet water in your body, all right? If you want to be a sponge with the living water, hey, guess what? That living water is going to be in your body. So, that's all I got. I see Brother Kenny right here. Hey, man, anywhere I can spend the night for free, I can get on the road. But real talk, they have 2.2 acres here for sale around 30. Dang. Oh, man. Hey, Lord's will that comes together. Because, yeah, that's a lot of land. And that's real. Dang. Okay.
No, he's saying for sale, like, shoot, if I had.
Oh, he's talking about up here?
No, there though.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
if I had that much money laying around and shoot, get enough to throw some mobile homes or something up on there. Hey, it's on. That's what it be.
Yeah. No, that's facts. And that's really what it is too, because we're trying to build a community. And I mean, hey, Brother Kenny, if you come, hey, my house is always open. I have a joint house with the brothers. I'm pretty sure they would be happy to be like, oh yeah, we could have Brother Kenny come over, unless they're not in the spirit. No, I'm just playing. But not for real, I'm pretty sure, our elders the same way, like, hey, it's all love. And if you really do want to come down here, hey, we can always make that work. Hey, Brother Decarius came down here from Virginia, and hey, we made it work, right? So like I said, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sabbath. Do you have anything for us, Elder?
Oh, as you said, just enjoy your Sabbath, man. Glad y'all was on here. And brothers, we're gonna start putting questions. I'm gonna try to get questions out throughout the week. So on the Telegram, we have ramp up the communication. I'm gonna start asking questions, and then we're gonna judgment questions, biblical questions. I'm gonna try to get some, and we're gonna get that. So yeah, Kenny, Judah Massa, y'all make sure y'all checking that Telegram too as well. Of course, mainly Trusted Brothers here. So yeah, we're gonna get that in. The chats they're gonna be back going again too. Hopefully, the next 2 weekends we're gonna try 2 Sundays again. But next 2 weekends gonna be crazy because we gotta move. But I'll keep everybody updated. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, Israel, Lord's will, y'all enjoy the Sabbath. Lord's will, y'all was edified. If y'all was not edified, like I always say, we got so many classes on here. You did not hurt my feelings. Go ahead and watch something else. Watch a different class. Go ahead, watch Brother Quell's class. Watch our elders class. Watch Brother Xavier's class. Hey, don't gotta be me.
Oh, forgot one more thing. My bad. Hey, I don't want to miss this. Oh, come on. All right, my bad. Hey, and by the way, hey,
oh yeah.
Hey, shout out Sister Victoria. We see you. Hey, yeah, we see you. Hey, for the super sticker, man. Hey, $5 super sticker. Appreciate you. All praise be to the Most High. Hey, Sister Kim, same thing.
I praise for the Most High.
Yeah, so let's do it. Hey, look, all praise, like I said, to support the ministry, man. Support the ministry. That's something we gotta, continue to do, and especially, as I said before, I gotta get more of the class throughout the week because when I do get some more of them going, it'd be like new random people showing up, and sometimes they'll subscribe. So we continue to do that. And also, it's going to bring more revenue to the congregation where we can actually have more resources to build. Because the reason we can't build what we want because we don't have the resources. But while we have nothing, this is my favorite time because I actually get to see who really is rocking with the church a little bit while we have nothing. Because if we start getting something, we're gonna find all the riffraffs coming. Just like if you're a rich man and you get all the people that the ladies that really don't want you, they just want your money. We're gonna get the same thing as far as congregational. But the people that's with us, that's rocking out with us now, it's actually, invested in us now while we are, still here. That's the people I want to rock with. People I'm looking forward. Oh, do I get cut off? Oh, okay, never mind. That's what I'm looking forward to. But all right, go ahead. You take it out. My fault. All right, I'll land.
Yeah, no, like just like what the elder said, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all for supporting us because I know like other congregations out there, their setup may be way nicer. Hey, we're doing the best with what we got. But just like what my wife said, hey, we're rich in spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? The righteous is gonna eat up to the satisfying of his soul, and that's what we're trying to do over here. So hey, Lord's will, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. And shalom, happy Sabbath.